All right, thank you for having me on set. So, drug abuse or substance abuse refers to the use of certain chemicals to attain pleasurable effects in the brain. That's basically it. So, drug abuse is the use of chemicals to attain pleasurable effects in the brains. So, there are over 190 million drug abusers or drug users worldwide, and this is more common among persons aged less than 30. Okay, so basically, it is more common among youths because of its causes. For instance, peer pressure, curiosity in order to achieve new things, the need for someone to get inspiration. People want to get inspired about ideas, the need to have courage to do certain things, and so we find that youths are persons in this category, and so they tend to be exposed to the use of certain chemicals to help them attain these effects. So what are the most common forms of drugs that are used or that are abused? They fall basically into three categories. We have depressants. They cause a sleeping effect in the brain. They cause a stop of activities in the brain. For instance, sleeping pills, okay, or the heroin. Those are common things that are used by most of us when we have worked for long to be able to sleep off and relax. Next, we have stimulants. Stimulants are also drugs that are used by persons to be able to give them energy to do a lot of things. So, for instance, cocaine, amphetamines. Commonly now in our days, we have tramadol that is existing in so many areas, and also other stimulants are alcohol that is commonly abused by youths and most other persons around. Next, we have hallucinogens. Hallucinogens are drugs that create a sensation of an out of this world occurrence. So you find yourself thinking of things that do not exist, okay? Example of such medications or such drugs that I use are example is ecstasy. So now hallucinogens are also used in rituals, traditional rituals, and also in religious rituals where we want persons to hallucinate or to visualize the occurrence of certain things that don't happen on earth. So those are the common drugs, those are the common reasons or the classes where they occur and why persons will actually want to get abused. The effects on its users are numerous. First of all, it causes dependency, and which progresses in the long run to addiction. So once this happens, these persons can't live without taking these drugs, and so they get to an addicted state. Now, because some of these drugs are either injected, some of them are either inhaled, they are risks of having infections such as HIV, hepatitis, which are chronic diseases that will progress to death or will leave them long-term disabled. Next, we also have the use of drugs which affects secondary users. For instance, if you're close to someone who smokes, which is also another form of a drug, you're a secondary smoker. Okay, and the all secondary causes of this, like fights, broken homes, and so on and so forth, are the consequences of the use of drugs in particular. In our time, youths are most exposed to it, like elaborated above, and our word to most youths and to everyone out there is to stay as natural as much as possible, to avoid peer pressure, to avoid exploratory activities, to avoid curiosity when it comes to the use of chemicals. Thank you for having me on set, and I hope this helps educate the world and our listeners and viewers on what drug abuse is all about.